Hello, my friends. Welcome. I'm trying out my voice for the first time this morning and got a little leftover phlegm here. Michelle and I just finished our first in-person seminar since the pandemic. We did a couples course over the weekend, and um, it was really like venturing into a new world, like what is it going to be like with all these people? And so we really had, I think we created a great, what I would consider a weaving of, really honoring where different people were. And then, it's kind of finding our way toward each other. And I really appreciated everybody's participation. And it was also having that many people in a room and interacting with them was really was a new thing for my nervous system. And so what it was reminding me of is how every day we can be recreating our connections. And one of the best ways to do that is with the use of our attention. And our attention, I was thinking this morning of, because we're in a historic drought here, and in the middle of that, many of the residents in Southern California managed to use almost 20% more water last month than they did last year. So there's this huge disconnect for so many people between what's actually going on and my perception of what's going on. And so I was thinking today of using our attention as a way of opening up more connection with what's actually around us, to be able to notice what's really going on, both within us and around us. And so I was thinking of it of more like, there are these wonderful sprinklers that I used to run in when I was little that would go and then back again and then. And I would like you to notice what kind of spray or mist or full flow are you feeling with your attention this morning? So for me, it's feeling a little bit more like a little bit more, like a little bit, and then letting it sink in. So imagine, in fact, let yourself use your arms and just spray around you, and then come back and give yourself a love scoop. So love scooping. And then taking that and letting it, because also we're being asked to irrigate just once a week. So part of my intention is that the water lands where it's supposed to go and that it's able to sink in. So I'm thinking this is also a time for us to continue receiving. So that let that go out and notice where that's wanting to land. And then love scoop and let it come back to you. Because I've also been researching, being in the middle of this climate crisis, that the most important thing is that the water and the nutrients get absorbed. They don't run off. And so let yourself consider, when you give yourself attention, do you let it sink in or does it run off? And for a moment, notice the different ways in which you give yourself attention and it runs off. Like you might give yourself attention and then you get distracted by something out there and you don't really let it sink in. or you start to let it sink in and then it gets caught up in some kind of criticism of you that then has it move away. So what if you could, and since I did so much talking this weekend, I'm noticing that my throat is wanting some attention. So if I love scoop and then the second part of that is letting it sink in. So how can you let your attention first to you really sink in? So for me, touch really helps. I see others doing love scoops and then love scoops to different area. I can feel my voice resonating against my hand. That gives me a sense of it sinking in. So you might create a sound that allows the attention to really sink in. I also find that slowing down, like, and feeling the out breath, those give me, it's kind of a delicious, where it, when water sinks in and you can see the plants actually receiving the water and perking, perking up, spreading out, getting fluffy. So how would your cells let you know they're getting nourished? And how, when you send your out, how will you know that that attention is being absorbed? So for me, it's following and then really noticing what happens with my attention, not just going and then moving someplace else. So sustaining my attention a little bit longer. And I'd like you to do that in both directions. So just sustaining it a little bit longer. And that sense also of when I do that, I receive a kind of open space where there's just, I might even just take a couple of breaths into that open space. So no need to rush into doing the love scoops. And I love using love scoops to fill my own reservoir. And I noticed at the end of yesterday, after 3 days, which I hadn't done in 2.5 years, 3 days of putting out a lot, what was really speaking to me were my legs. My legs going, hey, yoo-hoo, more attention here. And so that's what I did when I got home, was giving a lot of attention to my legs and feet and rubbing them and wiggling them around and putting some nice magnesium spray on them. So notice your body and notice what part is going, hey, a little bit more attention here, please. And let yourself, you can love scoop that place. You can gather in love scoops and just give it to that place. And then let yourself stay there a little bit. So that you're not just rushing off to give your attention and all over the place. Stay with. So I was giving love scooping and giving attention to my thighs and down into my knees. And I can actually feel my knees going, ooh, thank you. You know, the energy of touching. And it's like, oh, you noticed me. And then there's this uprising energy. So when I got up this morning, when I was tuning into what I want to do today, my body just went blank. Like, nothing. I got nothing for you today. You know, things are empty. So I'm imagining that at least some of you may be having a similar kind of experience, not only with everything that's going on, but with how you might be using yourself. So when there's nothing, just going ahead and go, oh, okay. Reservoir's a little depleted today. So what I'm feeling right now is my toes going, okay, I can feel some energy underneath there, like in the earth that I could draw on, the abundance of energy. So I'm wanting to add now some rooting, which goes very well with attention, because the nutrient of attention can be drawn up through the roots that you're putting down into the earth. So the rooting, spreading your toes, spreading your fingers, because you can root through your fingers as well. So you can be sending energy down, and you can also be drawing energy up. So I'm just going to back up a little bit. Can't see my feet, but I want to suggest that you let yourself have this energy of drawing up from the earth and sending energy down into the earth, and that can all happen just the way that water gets absorbed. And then pausing and letting all of that really spread out in you. And then letting your love scoops, the air around you is full of attention, is full of nutrients that you can bring in and let land. And then you can love scoop up and let your whole body do. And then noticing how that gets absorbed. You know, like the light on the dew in the morning. When the sunlight hits the grass or the plants and you can just see the little sparkles, letting that be a signal that things are beginning to wake up and beginning to connect. But letting it be finding the rhythm that allows attending, being with, absorbing. And noticing how your body wants to play with that. It can be tiny or it can be really big. Beautiful. So what kind of new love scoops on my back is speaking to me now? So notice what part of your body is speaking to you. And I'm doing a love scoop in a new direction. I'm doing love scoop like breaststroke. So love scoop, and I'm going to bring it into my back. And taking a moment to feel my hands in the middle of my back. Feeling my breath and my attention, all of those joining to give attention to that place in my back that has been working so hard. It's like, oh, thank you. I appreciate you connecting my lower body with my upper body and giving me the energy to breathe and to move forward and to give attention out there in the world. So refilling. And then I'm going to do my different love scoop again and then let it go in some different forms, and then letting that spray out into the world wherever it's needed. So would you be willing to let your loving attention land anywhere that it's needed, even if you don't know what that is or where that is? just gathering up, love scooping, and then the seeds of your attention, the dandelion spray of your attention, going off into the world and having its own life. Oh, I like that too. I see one of you taking your dandelion. So love scoop up your dandelion and then and send it out into the world wherever it's needed. Oh, I so like that. I love the way that feels. Yeah. Yeah. So thanks, Holly, for that. Noticing that. And then you can take your dandelion and you can up so that it lands on you and it goes wherever in you it wants to go. Beautiful. So I'm noticing I've been dandelion past our time. My clock is now needing attending to because it says it's 20 to 8, but my phone says that so hey, we're whatever time zone you're in. I love the idea of the thing I want to leave you with is finding the rhythm that allows you to really nourish and to be with and to feel that flow as a constant for you as you go through the week. So thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you next time. Mwah.